If you're looking for an affordable robotic lawnmower for small to medium-sized gardens without having to make any compromises, then you're exactly in the right place with today's video. I've got the brand new Mammotion LUBA Mini for you, the successor to the high-end robotic mower that we've already tested. The brand new Mini combines the advantages of the larger model in a much more compact housing at an even more compact price. What this robotic mower truly has to offer, how it performs in real-life use, and whether investing in it is worth it or not for you, we'll take a detailed look at all of this in today's video. I hope you're just as excited as I am. So let's jump right in after the intro. But before we do, if you haven't already, subscribe to this channel and activate the bell so you won't miss any future videos. You can find the current prices of these devices in the video description below. Thank you so much for your support. And with that, let's get started after the intro. After the great success of the already tested Mammotion LUBA, the manufacturer is launching another brand new model in 2025. As the name suggests, the so-called LUBA Mini is designed for small to medium-sized gardens. It offers similar features while coming with a significantly more compact price tag, making this robot extremely interesting for many garden owners. What exactly this robotic mower has to offer, how it performs in practice, and whether it's worth investing in, we'll find out together in today's video. But first, a quick note. I've already put the larger LUBA through its paces. If you haven't seen that video yet, be sure to check it out. I'll link it for you right up here on the info card. To keep this video concise, I'll skip the installation and setup of the robotic mower. However, if you're interested, I can create a step-by-step video on that. Just let me know in the comments below. And now, let's take a detailed look at the new LUBA Mini. Let's start with the exterior. Starting with the first impression, I have to say that not much has changed with the new LUBA Mini. The device looks very similar to its big brother, the LUBA 2. The robotic mower only has slightly different color shades and is a bit smaller. Thanks to its unchanged design, the robotic mower still feels very high quality and, in my opinion, extremely modern. The positive aspect, especially regarding build quality, remains unchanged. The new LUBA Mini is also extremely well crafted and, thanks to its thick plastic housing, gives a very durable impression. As a result, the entire device is IPX6 certified, which has the great advantage of making the robotic mower fully protected against water jets. This means we can easily clean it with a garden hose. In practice, this not only saves us a lot of time, but also spares us a great deal of effort. Another very interesting aspect of the mini robotic mower is its actual size. Looking at the dimensions of the robot, it's clear that in terms of size, it's easily comparable to devices from other manufacturers. Only in comparison to its big brother, the LUBA 2, is it noticeably smaller. This is also reflected in its weight. Due to the solid construction, including the all-wheel drive system, even the mini version comes in at a substantial 16.3 kilograms. That's quite a lot, no doubt. When you look at the weight in the comparison chart, you'll see that the LUBA Mini ranks quite high compared to other devices. In practice, this means that the robot certainly has some weight to it. However, in my opinion, it's still very comfortable to transport from A to B, for example, when switching zones. To facilitate this, the device has two large rubberized handles on either side, making carrying and transporting the robotic mower much easier. This already highlights the huge advantage of the Mammotion LUBA robotic mowers, the four-wheel drive system, which offers significant benefits in real-world use. We'll take a closer look at how well the mower performs in this regard in the next section. When it comes to the question of which robotic mower is the best for extremely uneven terrain or steep slopes, the clear answer is the Mammotion LUBA. And this isn't without reason. It's thanks to the mower's ingenious four-wheel drive all-wheel drive system. This means that all four wheels are individually powered by the device, offering extreme advantages in practice. However, if you take a closer look at the drive wheels, you'll quickly notice that they're quite small, with a diameter of just 170 millimeters. Compared to other tested devices, as shown in the comparison chart, the LUBA has the smallest wheels. Thanks to its all-wheel drive, wide tires, and extremely rugged tread, this robotic mower outperforms almost any other when it comes to off-road capabilities. I've tested this extensively in real-world conditions, and can confidently say that the device performs exceptionally well. During my tests, it never once got stuck, even in extreme potholes and uneven terrain. Even wet grass or burrowing animals like moles in the garden are no cause for concern, as this robotic mower rarely, if ever, gets stuck. This also brings another huge advantage: its climbing ability. Thanks to its all-wheel drive, this mower can handle inclines of up to an incredible 80%. When comparing this to other models, it's clear that no other robotic mower can compete with the Luba in this category. This makes it an absolute game-changer for anyone with sloped areas that need regular mowing, whether you choose the Mini or the larger model. One last advantage in this category: the new Luba Mini still features so-called Omni wheels on the front, as you can see. These consist of multiple, small, freely rotating rollers, which significantly improve the robot's maneuverability. This allows the device to turn on the spot without tearing up the lawn. As a result, the mower is much gentler on the grass. Overall, I can say that the Luba Mini remains an absolute leader in off-road performance with no limitations, handling all types of grassy areas with ease. Now, let's move on to a crucial topic: positioning and working principles. How exactly does the robotic mower navigate the lawn? I can confirm that, just like other Mammotion models, the new Luba Mini is a GPS-based device. This means it determines its exact position on the lawn using satellite signals. For this, the device also requires a reference station, such as this one, which is included in the package. In combination with this reference station, the mower achieves extremely precise positioning, accurate to just a few centimeters. And this isn't just theoretical. I can confirm from my tests that it works flawlessly in practice. As seen in the video, the Luba Mini consistently mows in precise, parallel lines. I didn't observe any drifting or deviation from the mowing area, which can sometimes be an issue with camera-based systems. This precision offers several practical benefits. This means we don't have to worry about the robotic mower leaving the lawn area. Additionally, the mower is significantly more efficient, both in terms of time and cost. The lawn is mowed 100% effectively, with no areas being cut twice or 3 times unnecessarily. Plus, we save ourselves the hassle of laying a boundary wire. Another major advantage is that, starting this year, the manufacturer has introduced the so-called iNavi function, which allows us to completely eliminate the need for a separate base station. Of course, the robot still requires separate correction data for centimeter-precise positioning. However, in the settings, we can now instruct the device to no longer obtain its correction data from the base station, but instead from permanently installed reference stations distributed across the country. In practice, this means we can completely do away with the base station. We no longer need to place it in the garden or mount it on the roof of the house. On the other hand, it's important to note that the iNavi function is a paid service. So, for those looking to save money, it's still advisable to use the included base station. However, there is one crucial limitation we must consider. We still need sufficient satellite signals. Large trees or very tall buildings can block satellite signals, reducing the mower's positioning accuracy. This means we must find a suitable location in the garden or on the house's gable to place the RTK reference station, ensuring it has a clear view of the sky. The robotic mower itself is not as sensitive in this regard, as it has a major advantage. Just like its larger counterpart, the Luba Mini features a built-in camera on the top, which assists with positioning in areas with weak or no GPS signals. This means that in areas under large trees where satellite signals are limited, the camera helps the mower with positioning. As a result, the device continues mowing in precise, parallel lines, even when satellite reception is poor. So not only is the Luba Mini highly efficient in its working principle, but it also is well designed for gardens with trees or buildings. When it comes to coverage area, the Luba series is known for handling massive green spaces of up to 10,000 square meters. However, the new Luba Mini is different. It's designed exclusively for small to medium-sized gardens. There are 2 versions of this device: the 800 model, which covers up to 800 square meters, and the slightly larger 1500 model, which can handle up to 1500 square meters. Looking at these figures in comparison, it is clear that the Luba Mini is specifically designed for medium-sized gardens. An extremely important note here: the area specifications of 800 and 1500 square meters represent the maximum capacity and cannot be exceeded in practice. Therefore, we should definitely check in advance whether our lawn area is actually larger. This also comes with a limitation on the maximum number of mowing zones that can be created in the app. The smaller version allows for up to 10 zones, while the larger one supports up to 15. Comparing these figures, we can see that both models fall within a solid mid-range. Personally, I would say that having up to 15 individual zones is more than sufficient in real-world usage. Implementing this in practice is also extremely convenient, allowing us to easily create, manage, delete, or modify individual zones with minimal effort. This can all be done quickly and with just a few clicks, which offers significant advantages. For example, we can schedule specific mowing times for different zones automatically. Regarding the app and the robot's management, there are no complaints. It works just as smoothly as its predecessors. Now let's move on to the most important aspect of any robotic mower. How well does it actually cut the grass? This depends on several factors, which we'll now examine. The core component of the mower is located on the underside, the installed cutting disc. Both models have an identical cutting disc with a cutting width of 200 millimeters. Looking at this figure in comparison, we can see that the LUBA Mini is once again in the mid-range and is perfectly suited for small to medium-sized gardens, which it can easily handle with this moderate cutting width. Additionally, the cutting disc is equipped with a total of 6 blades, which is quite impressive, as shown in the comparison chart. This ensures an efficient and very clean cut of the grass blades in practice. Whether it's thick or tall grass, the device has no trouble performance-wise and is highly adjustable. The new LUBA Mini also features an electric cutting height adjustment, which can be conveniently controlled via the app. This brings another major advantage. I can set different cutting heights for different zones. For example, I can set the front yard to 30 millimeters and the backyard to 40 millimeters automatically. The cutting height range is not really a limitation, as the LUBA Mini models offer a range from 20 to 65 millimeters, which covers most gardens easily and falls within a good mid-range compared to other devices. Overall, there's nothing to complain about when it comes to the cutting quality on the lawn. In my opinion, the cut is very precise and clean. Additionally, we can make further adjustments, such as modifying the working speed of the robot. In this regard, the LUBA Mini is definitely a great all-rounder. When it comes to the battery, the key question is, how long does the robotic mower actually last, and what area can be covered on a single charge? I've tested the devices for several hours and can present the following results. First, it's important to mention that the two model variants differ only in terms of the installed battery and its capacity. Looking at the comparison, it is clear that the smaller model has a battery with approximately 93 watt-hours, while the larger one offers around 132 watt-hours, providing slightly more capacity. Looking at these figures in comparison, both models are again positioned in the mid-range and are therefore designed for small to medium-sized gardens. From my practical experience, the maximum area that can be covered on a single charge depends on various factors, such as the lawn's layout and the device settings. For example, how long are the mowing paths? The longer, the better. How many obstacles are there? The fewer, the better. Are there steep slopes the robot needs to navigate? How tall is the grass? Additionally, we can adjust the mowing speed in the settings. Depending on all these factors, the average area covered per battery charge will vary. On average, the larger model can mow between 250 and 550 square meters per charge, which I personally find more than sufficient. However, it is important to note that neither model can cover their maximum possible mowing area in a single charge, meaning multiple charging cycles are required. The positive aspect: once the robot is fully charged again, it resumes mowing exactly where it left off until the entire area is completed. We can always track the current progress live in the app. But that's not all. The new Mini generation offers another huge advantage. Let's remember the big brother, meaning the predecessor. In that model, the battery was permanently built into the device and could only be replaced by service personnel. With this new device, there's a battery compartment on the back where we can easily open the cover using a few small screws to remove and replace the battery. This means that if the battery wears out after several years, I can simply swap it out myself and save significant costs. There's no need to send the device in for servicing. I can handle the repair or replacement on my own. This is definitely a major advantage of the LUBA Mini when it comes to the battery. Another increasingly important feature is edge mowing. After all, I don't just want the inner area of my lawn mowed, I want it cut as close to the edges as possible. To assess this, I've extensively tested the new LUBA Mini for you. To keep it short and to the point, overall, I can say that the new LUBA Mini, just like its bigger brother, is not an expert in edge mowing. The reason for this is simple. The cutting disc is positioned in the inner center of the device, leaving two strips on the left and right that cannot be mowed due to technical limitations. To be more precise, the distance between the cutting disc and the outer edge of the robot is 11.5 centimeters. Additionally, I personally recommend keeping it at least a 10 centimeter safety margin from obstacles, such as walls, to prevent damage when the mower moves along or turns. This results in a total of approximately 22 centimeters that the robot cannot mow. To ensure complete lawn coverage, it is advisable to install edging stones in these areas. On the other hand, if the boundary can be crossed, I would recommend guiding the mower halfway along the lawn's border during mapping. This ensures that the entire lawn, including the edges, is fully mowed. This also demonstrates how the process works in practice. The robotic mower follows exactly the boundary we defined during mapping. As previously mentioned, for turning and similar maneuvers, always maintain a minimum safety margin of 22 centimeters. This way, we're on the safe side. Finally, let's discuss a crucial factor that can quickly disqualify a robotic mower. How good is its obstacle detection? I've also extensively tested the new LUBA Mini in this regard. So, let's first take a look at the sensors the device offers, and then we'll review the results. In terms of sensors, the Mini is slightly scaled down compared to the larger LUBA 2, as it does not have built-in ultrasonic sensors. However, it still includes a generously sized front bumper and, as the primary detection system, a high-resolution, wide-angle dual camera on the top. In practice, the device continues to offer 3 different detection sensitivity levels: obstacle detection off, normal, and sensitive. For general use, I would always recommend setting it to sensitive, as this ensures that even small obstacles are reliably detected. I've thoroughly tested the device with variously sized objects, starting with the largest obstacles, such as garden furniture or people. The robotic mower had no trouble detecting these and was able to navigate around them completely. Even smaller obstacles, such as a soccer ball, a watering can, or a vase on the lawn, posed absolutely no problem for the mower, as it was able to reliably avoid them. Things got more interesting with even smaller obstacles, such as children's toys or garden tools left on the lawn. In this case, as shown in the video, the mower, unfortunately, failed to detect a tiny toy on its first attempt and ran over it completely. However, in subsequent tests, this was no longer an issue. Even a tiny badminton ball or other small balls with a diameter of just 6 centimeters were detected effortlessly by the device, which personally impressed me a lot. This demonstrates the continuous learning effect of the built-in AI camera. Not to forget the most crucial test, animal safety, specifically for hedgehogs. Of course, I conducted a thorough test using a highly realistic hedgehog model. I must say, I was extremely relieved to see that the new LUBA Mini had no issues in this regard. In every single test, it reliably detected the small hedgehog model and safely avoided it. One thing to note, obstacle detection is not guaranteed to be 100% accurate at dusk or in the dark. Therefore, it's best to run the robotic mower only during daylight hours. In summary, as we clearly saw in the video, the new LUBA Mini performed exceptionally well in all categories. With this robotic mower, we're making no compromises, whether in terms of terrain capabilities or obstacle detection. The only drawback of this robotic mower might be its edge-cutting ability. However, this is a common issue with all robotic mowers currently available on the market. From my perspective, this is definitely a clear recommendation for anyone looking for an all-around mower for small to medium-sized gardens, as long as there's no extreme shading from large trees or buildings. Alright, that's it from my side. What do you think about this little robotic mower? Do you have any questions? Feel free to leave a comment under the video. That's it for now. If you enjoyed the video, give it a big thumbs up to help it reach more people. If you haven't already, make sure to subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications so you won't miss any new videos. You can find the latest prices for this device in the video description below to support my work. Thank you so much for your support and take care. See you next time. Bye.